right, sorry about that. When I'm talking about the previously, I am referring to before the 30th of September 2004. That is the date when when FAIS, the Act, was enacted. That became the Act. But if you check the FAIS Act, then they talk about the FAIS Act 37 of 2002. Why 2002? We know that before the Act can become an Act, it needs to be a bill first. It needs to be discussed. It's a bill. It was a bill in 2002. Then it became the Act in 2004, on the 30th of September 2004. Okay. Previously, we've seen people suffering. We've seen a lot of people suffering because of the unprofessionalism of their representatives that were appointed by different financial industries before 2004. The representatives at that time, they didn't have any professional qualification. In fact, the financial industry, it's been the easiest industry to get in because they would only need metric. But now we have seen the FSCA, which is your financial sector, which is your financial sector conduct authority, which was known previously, it's been known as your FSB. If you've been in the financial industry, you've been hearing people talking about FSB. It has changed from the 1st of April 2018 to be an FSCA. We've seen the FSCA seeing a need that they needed to regulate this industry. But that's not the only benefit that people or consumers are benefiting from this act. We see also the consultants or the representatives, as they call them in the financial industry, we see the representatives also getting an opportunity to further their career. We see a lot of representatives that are starting with this RE5. I'm going to talk about what is required later on. We see them becoming entrepreneurs. We see them becoming financial advisors after, of course, after they've passed this RE5 exam. And you also have other qualifications that are required, as Andile has alluded on the courses that they offer. Some of those courses, those are your FAIS qualifications. Those are the FAIS qualifications that are required to go hand in hand with your RE5 if you want to become a representative. Then you need your metric. Very, very important. You need your metric in order for you to be able to be registered or to be able to write your RE5 exam. Metric is your entry. That's what is required, or your NQ level 4, as we just said, your NQF level 4. That's an equivalent to your metric. You need to have your metric. Then if you have your metric, then we can register you to do the RE5 with FAIS. Yes, and so we have just, I was talking about the entry level, which is your metric. You need to have your metric. Metric is your entry level or any equivalent NQF level 4 that you have. Then that is going to be your basic. That's going to be your starting point in order for you to be able to do your RE5 metric. And again, I would like to also explain that we talking about a qualification. There's a whole lot of confusion when you're talking a qualification, because some people, some graduates, so to say, they have their qualifications. And when they decide to change their career and come into the financial industry, then they are so shocked or surprised when we tell them that we cannot accept your qualification because it's not FAIS accredited. And so there are specific qualifications that the FSCA requires from you if you want to become an accredited financial services provider representative. That goes hand in hand with your RE5. You need your metric, you need your RE5, you need that qualification. Then you need to have experience. Now, when you start talking about experience, those are the things that now you get when you are employed by the company. They will be giving you that experience. In fact, it's their responsibility to make sure that they give you that experience that is required. In the meantime, when you are working and you still have something that is missing, and the things that I have stated, you don't have your experience, then it means you will be working under supervision. Why am I mentioning this? Because it's very important that after joining an FSP or a financial industry and you are becoming a consultant or a representative, then you need to make sure that you get your RE5 within the first 24 months of the date of your FAIS appointment. We call it a DOFA date. That's your FAIS appointed date. The date that you were appointed in the FAIS role. Then from that date, then we start calculating, then within 24 months, you need to make sure that you acquire your RE5. Then after you have acquired your RE5, if you don't have a qualification, this is where now Finlite comes in with all the bursaries and the learnership that they are offering, then you will be registered with, as an example, Finlite, then you do a course, you do that qualification with Finlite because it is required. You need to have it within 72 months of your appointment into the FAIS role. And then after you've got that, those are not the only things that are required. Now you are in this role. Now you have started your career path in this financial industry. Then you have your RE5. Then you have registered or enrolled to do your FAIS qualification. Within these 6 years, there are some of the things that are also required, that you are also required to do. You have to do what we call a PST, which is your product specific training. Who will give you the training? Now the training is going to be given by the financial services provider that has employed you, because we cannot give you the product specific training because we don't know what products they are selling. We don't know what products they are selling. Then it becomes the responsibility of the FSP to train you, to give you that PST, product specific training. Over and above that product specific training that you will be given by your company or by the financial services provider, then you still need to go undergo what we call a class of business. Class of business goes hand in hand with CPD. What is CPD and class of business? CPD, that's your continuous professional development. In all the industries or in all the faculties, you need to always make sure that you keep yourself updated. And so the CPD, it simply means that you need to keep yourself updated every now and again. Let me make an example here. You cannot say that you went to a financial course in 2014. I'm just making an example. That's way long. That's way long. And so you need to make sure that you are relevant to the FSPs. You are relevant with the current pieces of legislation. You are relevant with all the amendments and the changes that are happening within the financial industry. And so CPD and class of business requires you as an accredited FAIS consultant or representative to do your class of business as per what we call financial category that your financial services provider will be licensed under. We have different financial product categories. When we are talking about this FAIS and RE5, we have about 4 of them. We have category 1, category 2, category 2A, category 3, and category 4. And so each and every FSP, when they apply for a license, they need to choose which financial product category they are going to be operating under. And after that, then you will have your matric, your RE5, your type of business, which falls under CPD. Then you will have your qualification. All of this information, you need to make sure that you gather it or you get it within 72 months. Let's move to the next slide. Andile, please. Then when we're talking about this RE5 and this FAIS Act, now, what is it that is covered in these sessions of your RE5? Your RE5 as a representative. In fact, before I can even talk about the topics or modules that are covered, we have different types of RE. When we're talking FAIS, you have RE1, you have RE3, you have RE4, and you have RE5. We don't have RE2, okay? And each and every RE has its own modules or topics or tasks, whichever that you want to use. And so now we're talking about RE5. RE5, the one that you'll be required to go and write the exam for, it covers eight topics or modules. And the first module or topic or first chapter, maybe to use a layman's language, first chapter, it covers the introduction of the FAIS Act, more or less of what I have just given you, that what used to happen before 30th of September 2004 and what is happening now after 30th of September 2004. That's what we cover in our very first topic, FAIS Act, which is now your introduction to the FAIS Act itself. This FAIS Act goes hand in hand with other pieces of legislation. Pieces of legislation like your FICA, which is your financial, your FICA Act, Financial Intelligence Center Act. It also covers a piece of legislation, which is your money laundering, and it covers your...
Oh, sorry, Bongs. Did I just mute you? I apologize. Please unmute yourself, Bongs. Because I hear some noise, so I was trying to mute someone.
All right.
Yeah, who's making
noise. Am I okay now? Can you guys hear me? Okay.
Yes, we can hear you.
I was still talking about the topics that are covered in RE5, right? Module 1, it's the FAIS Act and all other pieces of the legislation that goes hand in hand with the FAIS Act, which is your FICA, which is your money laundering, which is your POCA, which is your POC, all of those pieces of legislation. When you come and register with us and Finlite, then we will talk about it in detail in the course.
Just a second, Bongs. Can I ask the person who's, because I'm struggling to find them here. Can I ask, if you've just come in and your mic is on, please mute yourself, please, because it's causing some unneeded noise. Please mute yourself. Thank you. Okay, let's continue.
Okay, thank you so much, Andile. Then we move on to module 2. Module 2, now this is where we take you through the FSP license, which is the Financial Services Provider license. How do they apply for a license? In fact, not everybody needs to be calling themselves an FSP. You only call yourself an FSP once an FSPA has granted you a license to operate, FAIS license. Then module 2 talks about that, application of the license. Then we go to module 3, which covers now the key individual. Key individual, as I have already mentioned, that we have different types of REs. Key individual, now this is a person that is going to be responsible for overseeing and managing you, the representative of the FSP. These people, they need to make sure that they supervise you. Remember, I spoke about a person working under supervision. The key individual needs to be supervising all the activities that you will be doing as a representative of the FSP. Then we go to module 4, which is now the code of conduct. Module 4 then becomes the gist of the RE5. Code of conduct. What is this? This is where now you as a representative need to make sure that you disclose everything to the clients or to the consumers as you will be selling or offering the financial products to them. You need to make sure that your clients or your consumers or your customers need to know everything from the fees, charges, from marketing, every detail that you will be offering that goes with the financial product. The code of conduct is all the disclosures about the FSP, about you, the representative, about the product itself, about the product supplier if the product does not belong to the FSP that has employed you. And so those are the things that are covered on module 4. Then we move on to module 5. As we are talking about FAIS, one of the critical things that you need to be knowing, you need to know that you need to have a very good record keeping, because each and everything that is done needs to be kept. The transaction, your needs analysis or record of advice, the advice that you'll be giving to the client, all the disclosures that you will be telling the clients, informing the clients about, all of those things, they need to be kept as a record, because then the FSCA or the ombud, because people have maybe heard about the ombud. The ombud, should there be a complaint, then they want a file, then they want the record, then we are able to get those records. Then module 5 takes you through all the record keeping steps and everything that you need to follow. Let's move on to the next slide, please, Angela. Oh, okay. Then we have just, okay, go back, Angela. We've just mentioned in module 5, because we said there are 8 of them. Then after the record keeping, then you will be taught about the complaint process. How should a client complain? The ombud, the complaints process. Then we take you through all the steps that the FSP and you, the rep, and your KI, which is your key individual, needs to follow in order to make sure that the client's complaint is attended to. Then you will be also taken through in detail now with all your FICA, your money laundering, all of those acts, and all the thresholds that come with those particular acts. Then we can move on to the next slide. Those are all the topics that we focus on when we're writing our RE5. Now that we have spoken about all of these modules, one can ask himself or herself, why should I know all of these things? Remember at the beginning, we said that this is your opportunity to become an entrepreneur. You can, there are so many opportunities that are going to be opened after you've passed your RE5, after you've got your qualifications through your Finlite. And after that, you can decide that you want to be a stockbroker. And one of the requirements is the RE5, the one that we're talking about, is the accreditation, a qualification that is accredited that Finlite is offering. And so these things are important for you. Should it happen that you decide that after 2-3 years down the line, you have acquired or collected or gathered enough experience from the FSP, then you can become an entrepreneur. You can become a financial advisor, a stockbroker. You can become your own boss with every information that we will take you through. Then we'll talk about the exam. When we're preparing you for the exam, what is it that you need? What is it that you need to know when you are preparing for an exam? An exam is a 50-question multiple choice. It's a closed book. An exam, it's 1 hour, 30 minutes that you need to make sure that you complete that exam. And yeah, those are the things that you are going to be doing.
We don't see anything, Andile.
Andile?
We don't see anything.
Oh yeah, I can see that the presentation. Andile, are you still with us? I think they have a connection error. Andile? Okay, guys, sorry about that. Let's just give them a moment. Maybe they're still trying to reconnect. Can we continue, guys? Okay, right. And so we were talking about the exam, right? Well, I have already said that it's a 50 questions multiple choice. And the pass rate, okay, I nearly forgot a very, very important thing. The pass rate is 66%. You need to get 66% in order for you to pass. That's how many? 33 out of 50. Yes, you need to get 66%. This exam, guys, is very tricky. When you go to Moonstone, because Moonstone is the examining body, when you go to Moonstone and write this exam, you need to make sure that you answer the questions as per the FAIS Act, not as per how your financial services provider is operating or doing things, because that is what makes a lot of people not to be able to pass this exam. They go there, they're saying, I've been in the financial industry, I know how it operates, and they answer the questions with their general knowledge. Okay? And an example of a question, you will get what we refer to as knowledge questions. Knowledge questions, when they ask you, they want the answers as they are from the book. That's your knowledge question, as they are. For example, if they ask you, how many days should an FSP report to the FSCA if there are any changes? If you read in the book, then it tells you that it's 15 days, not 15 working days, not 15 business days, but 15 days. And there's a difference between these three answers, and you will get those answers. And all of them will have this 15 and days. And the difference will be something like, here they're saying 15 working days. What are working days? Working days is your Monday to Saturday. Business days is Monday to Friday. 15 days, then it's Monday to Sunday. Can you guys see the difference? And so people get so confused, and they go with any answer when they go and sit for this exam. And you will get your comprehension questions. Comprehension questions, you should be able to apply what you have comprehended in the training. Apply the act. You will get your, what we refer as your analysis questions. Those are your case studies. You need to use your elimination process. Cut out what is not required, and you will be left with the right answer. You will get your application. How do you apply the FAIS Act on the day-to-day activities in the financial services provider? Those are the tips that I can give you guys when you are preparing to go and write RE5.
Okay, we have a question, Sis Bongs, from Sylvia Molaba, who says, what advice can you give someone who is not in the industry that will be writing their RE5 exam soon?
Who is not in the industry? Then that person really needs to attend a training, and I prefer a face-to-face. And I'll tell you why I prefer face-to-face. It's because there is a lot of legal terminology in the FAIS, in the RE5 of FAIS training. And so you need somebody who will be able to demystify or simplify the terms for you and make simple examples that even if you are not in the FSP, you can be able to relate to those case studies or those examples. And also that person needs to read the book.
To read the book. And I will also encourage the person to go to courses.finlite.co.za to get the mock exam, because sometimes you might feel that you are ready, but the mock exam will give you an indication on how ready you are. Then you would know whether you need to go into an interactive workshop, like Bongs is actually suggesting a physical workshop, and you will know also which areas, as we've broken down into 8 topics, which areas are you, are you mostly the weakest. The mock exam is online, and it gives you feedback immediately. So you can be able to tell where you're actually lacking and where you need to improve. So that's what I will add on top of what Ms. Bongs has actually said. Any more question in relation to this?
Okay, just to add, thank you so much for the mock exam. People have this thing of going to the mock exam and they go there and then they check the answers and delay. When you are doing that, guys, you are not fooling anyone, you're just fooling yourself. Make sure that when you go and practice on the Finlite mock exam, give yourself time, understand the questions, understand what is exactly that is required in those mock exam questions.
Yep. Okay, thanks, Ms. Bongs. I think this was your last slide, am I right?
Yes.
Yes. This should be your last slide. Do you have anything else that you want to share, Ms. Bongs, before we go into other details of how we can support the people?
Yes, quickly, I would encourage each and every person that is here to come and register with Finlite, and then Finlite is gonna be your stepping stone, guys. They give the best courses that are needed or required with RE5. Register with us. They are offering you the free, unlimited access to mock exam practice, and yeah, you'll be ready to go.
Awesome.
Thank you, Andile.
Thank you, Sis Bongs. Any question at this particular stage? Any question? Very important. We are chasing after time, so we have 20 minutes to go. At 6 o'clock, we are closing the curtain. Any question regarding the content that Sis Bongs has actually already shared? Sis Bongs, can I ask you to maybe clarify what is the difference between your RE1, RE3, RE5? What is the difference between the REs?
Okay, thank you, Andile. When we're talking about RE1, this is an exam that is written by the key individuals. Now, when we're talking key individuals, I'm referring to the management. Those are the people that are overseeing and managing the activities of the representatives. That's RE1. When you have RE1, it also gives you an opportunity to become a sole prop and FSP yourself, as we're talking about entrepreneurs and talking about equipping people. That's your RE1. It's management, it's supervisors, it's team leaders, leadership management. Then when we're talking RE3, then it's people that wanna specialize. If you wanna offer, okay. In fact, let me just say this, and so that people can understand. We have 5, and I've mentioned them, product financial categories. We have category 1, category 2, and 2A, category 3, and category 4. Right, if you wanna specialize with category 2 and 2A, then you need to go and write your RE3. And so what is category 2 and 2A? Now we're talking your discretionary funds and hedge funds, okay?
Close your mic, please. Whoever has opened their mic, please close it.
Then when we're talking RE3, it's now your administrative funds. Those are your pension funds. If you wanna go and work in the pension funds industry, then you are required to go and write your RE4. And then RE5 is for all the representatives. And in most cases, those are the people that are operating under financial category 1 and category 4. RE2 is replaced by the product specific training. And so you don't have to go and write an exam for that. that's the training that you get within the company, within the FSP.
Great stuff. We have another question from Sylvia again, who's writing soon. She says, this will be my second attempt at this exam regarding the study material. Do you recommend the bank SETA or in SETA? Is the bank SETA and in SETA book recommended? That's her question.
Okay. I recommend, I usually use Milpark, and I will tell you why. I have my own reason, because Milpark study material is up to date. They update it because Milpark is used by big companies, financial institutions.
Great.
So your Milpark book, Milpark, you get it, it's updated because there are a lot of changes in the FAIS, and so they update it every now and again because they know that their material is used by big companies.
Kana, how much is it? Does it cost?
And then you will it's 506 rand, but right now because they deliver, it's 600 plus 606 plus the 100 rand delivery courier.
600 and
6 rand.
606 rand, including courier cost, ne?
Courier, yes.
Okay, great. Okay, this so there's another question. Sylvia is saying, with Finlite, is there an age limit that one should be respectful of if they wish to register with you? Okay, no, there's no age limit. There's no age limit if you want to register. I guess if you're at a working age, if you have either matric or if you're at grade 11, you can do our NQF level 4 qualification. If you are with grade 12, then you can register with our NQF level 5 wealth management qualification. So yeah, that is, I hope that answers you. And then, okay, she says, thank you for the Milpark information. And then Goodman Matotsi, can you please help with the information of the book? Where can we get it? Okay, Goodman, the response was that Milpark offers the material. Sysbongs recommends Milpark because their material is mostly updated because FAIS legislation changes continuously and it costs about 630, including delivery. So that's what she is recommending. I hope you are listening and taking notes.
Okay, Andile. If people want, because if they want to order, if they want to order the book, maybe Andile, at the end of this session, can we give them the numbers so that I can be able to assist them?
Okay, yes. I think with other questions that are in relation to Finlite, you can get in touch with us. Kindly share Milpark information. I think you can just Google maybe Milpark. You'll get just say Milpark RE5. I think you should be able to get it. And then Prudence is asking if we offer face-to-face sessions in Bombela. If there's a group of people, let's say more than 10 people, we can offer face-to-face. Otherwise, we offer the sessions online, not physically, but online. Online means we can offer sessions anywhere in the country. So Prudence, I hope that answers your question. So let me just continue on what kind of other support that we actually have. So we've got unlimited access to free RE5 mock exam, as we've already mentioned. And then we've got self-learning online tutorial. So we've got the whole RE5 online that you can also access, study at your own pace, study at your own time. But this is packaged with our qualifications. So if you are studying with us and you're studying NQF level 4 or NQF level 5 qualifications with us, the self-learning online tutorial comes for free if you are studying with us, the full qualifications, okay? And then we've got the 4-day interactive workshops with an expert. That also we offer at 2,500 for the 4-day workshop. The expert that I'm talking about is none other than Moses bongs that we are talking about, where we go into detail, and we also do mock exams right at the end on the last day, where you do mock exams to make sure that you understand, you've comprehended the content. It's intense. And like she said, that she's there then to be able to break down that you might be struggling to understand. So the 4-day interactive workshop is 2,500. If you have a group of more than 5 people in Gauteng, we can actually do physical workshops. We've got an office in Pretoria and in Joburg. But if you are not around these areas, we can do sessions online. Unless we have a group of 10 people or above, then we can be able to do session where you are. You can drive to Bombela. We can get our facilitator to actually be in Bombela and provide those workshops. And then we've got FAIS qualification bursary. Last year, as I mentioned at the beginning, that we've got a FAIS qualification bursary where it can pay about 50% of your qualification. Currently, our qualification is 22,500. So if it pays 50% of that, you're paying about 11,000 from your pocket. Even then, we still give you the opportunity to pay it in monthly installment. To qualify for the bursary, you need to be earning less than 22,500 per month. So if you are earning less than 22,500 per month, then you qualify for a bursary. It's as easy as that. But you'll have to send us your payslip and your bank statement so that we can verify. And if you are happy, then we offer you the bursary. We've offered a lot of people. Like I said, some of them are now in supervisory roles. And then we offer also the class of business training. That's also available. The learning material is available if you want to do class of business training. And yes, I think we've come to the end. I would want to hear more of your questions, but you've been putting questions on the chat line. So let's see. Are there bursaries still available? Yes, the bursaries are continuously available. We're planning to change next year. So maybe the bursary might not be 50% next year. So if you're looking for a bursary, please get in touch with us. We're going to sit down with our bursary committee and see how do we restructure it. We might be changing some criteria, but this year, the criteria is what I've told you about. If you want to apply, even if you want to study from next year, but if you apply this year, then the criteria for this year will apply. Okay, so if one is looking to be a broker, should that start with writing with the RE5 or RE1? They need to be starting with RE5 to be a representative. RE1, key individual, is when now you want to run your own thing. If you are looking to start your own, FSP, that would be highly recommended. But if you still want to work under a certain company, maybe selling products of different companies, you RE5 is more than enough. In terms of complexity, maybe this is Bongs. Can we talk about complexity? What is the level of complexity between the REs?
Okay, if you have done your RE5, in fact, RE1 content is made out of, let me say, 60% of RE5 content.
Great stuff.
Yeah, it's just 16 modules in RE1, but 60% of those modules or those tasks, they are taken or extracted from RE5. Yeah. Great
stuff. So, and then I was actually, so here, these are our contact details. If you want the mock exam, you go to courses.finlite.co.za. You can call us here, and you can, any bursary or any other information that you need, inquiries, you can go to info@finlite.co.za. I'm glad that some few people have actually left, because I was about to make an offer to people that are here for interactive sessions online via Zoom, interactive sessions, or if you are able to come to our Joburg or Pretoria office. I'm making an offer that we are going to be running in November a workshop only for the people that are here. And we've got a record of people that are here, so you won't rob us. That the people that are here, we're going to give them a discount to come at, instead of 2,500, to come at 1,500. So we're slashing the whole 1,000 because we want to see more people succeed next year, especially the people who've taken the time to attend this session. So if you are here, when you send an inquiry to info@Finlite, I would recommend that you send it as soon as possible, and then say, I'm interested in the workshop, 4-day workshop at 1,500. That will even get you into the mock exam. Bongs has got a lot of people passing this exam from her hands. So we will provide details. I see Lerato is writing here that the bursary applications for next block starting on the 15th of November. So if you want to do the qualifications, 15th of November, we are starting the next block of our FAIS qualifications. But on this offer of 1,500, it's for the interactive sessions, whether online or physically. If you can make it to Pretoria or to Joburg, you just indicate that I'm available. November will be providing the exact date towards the end of November. So make sure that you take that opportunity. Otherwise, thank you so much to everyone. Thank you to Lerato, who's my colleague, who's been organizing everything. Feel free to share the information, but just know anyone that you are sharing with information, they'll come at 2,500 if they were not part of this workshop. They'll come at 2,500 for the workshop, but they are free to apply for the bursary. They are free to go into our platform for the, for the free mock exam. Everything else that's available. We also have personal finance free courses on our platform. On courses.finlite.co.za. If you are tired of black text and you don't know how to go about it, we've got a course that covers black text, on credit, how to improve your credit score, how to start saving and making financial goals. You've got all those other short courses for free for anyone. So you can show all that information. Thank you so much. I don't know, Bongs, do you have any last words? My job is done.
Yes, no, thank you so much, guys, for giving us this opportunity to go through this session with you. And I'm hoping to see you at Finlite Joburg office or Pretoria office soon.
November, we are running the interactive workshop. We'll be running more of these sessions. So look out, we'll be sending emails. We will also send this recording. If you are interested, please indicate if you are interested in this recording, because we are recording this session. Please indicate, we'll send the recordings as well. Otherwise, we'll keep in touch via email. Keep in touch, send us in your inquiries on info@finlite.co.za. All the best, guys. I really wish you to be entrepreneurs, job seekers. The future is not so certain. The future is not so certain if you are a job seeker. But if you are looking to be an entrepreneur, we can hold your hand. We can even assist you with that. So all the best, all the best. Okay, Sylvia is indicating that she's interested in the recording. Anyone who's interested in the recording, please send an email, info@finlite.co.za. We'll be able to provide you with the content. Thank you so much. Keep well. God bless. We'll see you on the other side. Please apply for your bursary as soon as possible. Cheers, guys.